Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am here again. This morning I kicked off the day, thank you. I kicked off the day with introducing the Women for FHIR initiative. And we just had a really great lunch with, I think, over 60 people in that room there. So I'm very glad that so many people showed up. This morning, I will share with you, I had a bit of an awkward feeling because I wanted to bring that topic here, but at the same time, I thought, is everyone interested? There's maybe more men here than women. Are they interested? I was standing behind this thing. I thought it was way too big for me. I just barely could peek over it. And then I thought, this is actually what this whole topic, well, not all of it is about this, but it's also about this, about wanting to discuss this with you guys and sharing with each other how we can feel included instead of excluded, even if like 200 male eyes and also 50 female eyes are looking at you. So I'm glad I did that. I have a thank you for Pete, the technician in that heritage gallery that told me, like, go for it, because that was really great. And, well, I got confidence again in that room where more than 60 people, women and men, were there to discuss this topic. I have a very unstructured report out for you because I had to do that in 10 minutes, but I wrote a few things down of the first findings of the Women for FHIR lunch. We talked about, we had groups, and we talked about 4 different topics, about newcomers, about mentorship, tips, tricks, experiences in general, and we talked about the question how to be a good ally. I'm going to guide you through a few things, and one of the things maybe that stood out is that none of these things is exclusive to women. So it's not the case that anything that we came up with would not apply to a man and would not be suitable to help men. It's just things that pop up when a lot of women talk to each other. So let's start with newcomers. We all agreed there on the fact that this conference is great and can be overwhelming at the same time. There's so much expertise going on here. There's so many technical experts who are super advanced in a specific thing. And for newcomers, it can be very overwhelming. So this year we had the first time ribbons, but we can do more as a FHIR community to help people feel more welcome, to explain when people join FHIR, the FHIR community, like, how does this work? What is a working group meeting? What is DevDays? What are you doing there? How can you behave? What is SULIP meant for? And all of these things are there a little bit, but we can do more to even notice that can be a bit of an overwhelming community, although it's very friendly. So that was one of the things that came out there. The other thing is that sometimes it's scary as a newcomer, and I can definitely relate to that. If I hear a few people talk about all these technical advanced things, I can think, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. I'll shut up, I'll listen, but I'll not say anything because it's overwhelming. So also knowing that that happens, knowing that that is there is good, but also for like people like me who maybe feel shy or not smart enough on these moments, it's good to know that probably a lot of people feel the same as you do. So it's not that you're the only one. Those people that are talking are experts in a very specific field, and there's not 400 of them, but maybe like 2 or 3, that's why they're on the stage. So like helping each other to feel a little bit more confident, that would be great as well. We also talked about should you like approach people, if people are shy, maybe a bit more introvert, what happens a lot in developer communities, I guess. Sure, you approach them and like make them say something and make them ask something, but we should also be careful. It's okay to be shy, and it's okay to not like immediately step up and do that, because you don't want to put someone as a deer in the headlights and like make them do something that they don't want. So, well, just a few tips for everyone who like recognizes something and wants to help a colleague or give them some space. We also talked about mentorship, and that it would be great to have mentors or maybe have a communication channel where you can like keep advising or getting some support from other colleagues. We talked about which channel is actually a good channel to talk as maybe Women for Fire get together. There is a Zulip channel, but that's in a very technical community. So maybe we should create a LinkedIn group as well to be able to connect, exchange thoughts. Maybe there should be more often than just at DevDays events or a call or a webinar or anything to be able to connect. So those are all ideas that I'll take home, but hopefully a few more, and we can see if we can bring this Women for Fire more to life than it is already today. The group that talked about mentorship also talked about what are characteristics of a good mentor. And they came up with a few. It's someone who is motivated to really care about you. So I think that's important to understand, that you're not being a mentor to show how great you are yourself, but to really care about how you can help someone else. It's someone who can listen. That's also my personal opinion, that asking questions and listening to the answers is often a way better thing to do than coming up with solutions for someone else. So that was a great thing that came out there. Help people get confidence. So support people to go for it. Support them to get confidence and be there for them. If something goes wrong, help them. That will encourage everyone. If you're a woman or a man, it will encourage you to do your best. Be a cheerleader and create some intros. So if you're maybe already more known in the community, you can help someone by introducing to other people, either formally or informally. That would be nice. And I think a lot of these things, so now I talked about newcomers and mentorship, but how to be a good ally, actually that table got to similar conclusions as the newcomers table or the mentorship table, because it's all about the same thing. You can do that to help someone else, or you can feel more confident, like if you feel that you're the person needing that to do those things. It has the coin has two sides, but it's the same thing. Let me see. As I said, very unstructured. Maybe a few nice things. Very concrete tips for DevDays. The Women for Fire line should be on day 2, because we had a chance to really connect. Someone said, I wasn't aware that there were actually so many women at DevDays until we entered that room there and we were all together. So it would be nice to not do that on day 1, because then you probably want to connect with everyone who's here and you haven't seen in a while, but day 2 gives you more opportunity to connect for the upcoming 2 days. So that's something I think we can definitely do that next year. And we talked about the Nerd Award a bit, and I know that we have been doing that at FHIR as well already, to check, is the Nerd Award, is that a male thing, or can we have women in there? And I had this chat with one lady, and we got at least to the conclusion, the Nerd Award can be female, but we have to ditch one criterion from the list, and that's the criterion that the Nerd Award or the nerd thing needs to be very unuseful. Because we think that women would just not spend that much time on being unuseful. I think I made that to the final criteria list for next year already. I secured that spot. And then the last thing that was really funny, and then I'll introduce the next keynote for you. At the end of the session, because we made that room change a bit with tables, get together, etc. And then I asked, because we needed to get that back in 5 minutes, and then I needed to get here, so I said, can everyone maybe help? And within a split second, really, 10 seconds, everything was exactly how it was when we entered there. And then a few women said, well, if you need to get something done, just ask a bunch of women to do that for you. So all in all, that was really great. We will continue conversations hopefully everywhere, but specifically this afternoon in a panel. And I will now go over to something completely else, and that is introducing our next keynote. And our next keynote is Will Rosenfeld. He's from Google. By the way, Google and CSIRO sponsored the Women for Fire. I want to thank them for that, because that's really great. That's my bridge to Google. And I was inspired by the title, which starts with garbage in, and I thought, okay, garbage out, but that's of course the obvious. I'm very curious to hear how you can make good out of that.